Jaslyn Wells, DS.
Rachel Williams, outside hitter.
And Jane Sargent, head coach.
Coach, you just want to start with your opening statement.
Just so proud of this team. It was an amazing year. First time in the Lone Star, so that was different for us. First time to ever play Friday and Saturday, so we knew it was a grind, and they were just resilient. I mean, we went 17-1 in the Lone Star, ended up the 4th seed in the Region 1 our first game, and unfortunately we had to play Regis, and we got hit by bus. I mean, they were just so good, stayed in system all the time, out-hit us, out-blocked us. We didn't lose tonight, we got beat. But super proud of this team.
Yeah, it really seemed like even in that third set, there was still that fight there. You talked about it last night. You guys like to play, as Anna said, you play ugly volleyball. And that's kind of a mantra you guys have taken on. And in that third set, you guys were still scrapping the whole way.
Right.
You even had Regis on their heels for a little bit. As a coach, you got to be proud of the fact that there was zero quit, because in this atmosphere, it could have been very easy to kind
Right.
of throw in the towel.
Right, and they've done that all year, but yeah, our defense was stellar tonight. A big part of that was Jazz, Lexi Lewis. We ended up switching the libero last night to Lexi Lewis, who's really played it the majority of the year, but we knew we needed her quickness, and she had an amazing night. Yeah, the defense was great. Unfortunately, our hitting kind of didn't show up tonight, other than Rachel. But yeah, that was the big difference. They had a lot more kills than what we did.
Rachel, I mean, you guys are accustomed to long rallies because of how scrappy you are. It just seemed like every long rally almost felt like it went towards Regis's way. And as a team, it's with the feast on that, probably something that when you look back on, you're like, I could have done this differently, I could have done that differently. But as you look at it, you got to be proud of the fact that you guys fought with them nail for nail all 3 sets.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think we had to just keep the ball in play some balls, because they were just so scrappy, and we were a little out of system as well. So we just had to do our best to minimize as much as we can. And like you said, looking back on some plays, I look back on the match point on hitting out. Like I'm gonna beat myself about that one, but like I can't be mad because I went out swinging.
One, it looked like too, you guys were tipping the ball a lot, but at some point, it seemed like at least you in particular, like, I'm done tipping. I'm just going to start swinging through them, and you just started swinging harder and harder, and it started paying dividends, especially in that third set. Was it just a mindset? You're like, if I'm going down swinging.
Yeah, that was my mindset the whole time. I just thought to myself, I have nothing to lose, and I knew there was a big block, so I just changed my angle, because my best shot is the line shot, so I changed my angle to sharp, and it was working, so I didn't change it. So I just did what I could to just swing. I didn't really tip that much because they were pretty scrappy and they were getting everything, and the block was there too, so I just did what I could to hit it on the block.
Jaslyn, I'm going to go back to last night first, because I talked to your coach last night about, you didn't start, you came in off the bench and really added a spark in that back row. When you're a DS, what kind of things can you add to the match, add to a set to help your team really propel themselves, especially last night against Commerce?
I think a lot of it has to do with like communication on the court. So like anything that I can tell the hitters, like to make them better, makes the whole team better. So if I can tell them like how many blockers they have, where to hit, like if I can say, swing, I'm right here, I'm covering you, it gives them more confidence. They know someone's there to cover them. Okay, she's got my back, I can do this. Like I think that helps the overall dynamic, and then we get up more.
And then as far as tonight goes, I mean, this team's physical. They swing hard. As a back row, what do you try to do to help put yourself in the best situation possible, knowing that with how fast it's coming off the hands, you don't have a lot of time to make a move?
Just be in the middle of the court, hands at neutral. I mean, like sometimes we'd get one blocker up, two. Sometimes there was none. You just got to put yourself in a position to dig a ball and just react. That's all it is. It's just you and the hitter, and you just have to react. You just have to move. And sometimes you move in the right direction, and other times you get it wrong. But that's just how the game works.
And then as far as the service line goes, a lot of the times where you guys were able to push points, especially in that third set, it seemed like you were at the service line. What were you seeing as far as the zone that you kept on attacking, and how were you able to kind of help minimize Regis being in the system?
They pass with 2 passers, so it's just kind of keeping it away from them. The ball way in the corner is really hard. I know because I'm a DS to pass over your shoulder back into the middle of the court. So that's kind of what I was aiming for. It's really hard to like stay focused when they're back there like screaming your name, like don't miss, don't miss. You just gotta like kind of give yourself a little pep talk, and you just gotta say this one's gonna be in, this one's gonna be in. You just gotta keep telling yourself that.
Coach, as somebody that appreciates scrappy play, Caitlin Burroway for Regis, it just seemed like no matter what you guys tried to do in that back row, she was able to dig it up. I mean, Anna tried to attack her when she was on the ground. She was able to come up with the dig. When you see that, you know, as a coach, I'm sure that's something you can appreciate, seeing that type of defense on that end as well.
Right, we did tip way too much, and we had talked about that. That was part of our game plan, to not tip. Or if we were going to tip, we were going to throw to the corner. And we scored some throwing to the corner, but we knew it was going to be a huge block. We knew they were disciplined, so they did run-throughs. They were just getting everything up, and we just didn't have an answer for it other than Rachel. But normally we don't hit as poorly as we did tonight. But you know, you have to give all the credit to Regis. They're a very, very good team. They're a better team than us. They were tonight, especially, and but I'm very proud of our effort.
And then lastly, you mentioned already, first year in the Lone Star, it seemed like you guys didn't skip a beat for the most part. Was it nice kind of having that back-to-back to get you ready for a regional? Yeah, obviously, too, your conference tournament seemed like a lot of teams were in there. I think you would have had to, play 3 nights in a row there as
Right.
well.
Mm-hmm.
But talk about the advantage of going into a conference as many teams and as many quality teams to
Right.
prepare you for a regional.
Well, it definitely helped our seeding with the regional tournament being 4th, because in the past when we were the Heartland, we had to win the tournament every single year to get in. And it was a different grind because we played Thursday, Saturday, so this was every single weekend we played. We didn't get any weekends off at all. And we talked about that, and we talked about just being a grind, and so we lifted and we conditioned and we did all those things to try to prepare ourselves, and I think it paid off.
How about for you guys? I mean, different competition. It had to be fun every single weekend, knowing that you were playing going up against a team that could win any given night. Of course, with 5 Lone Star teams making it to the regional.
I love a challenge, especially Texas teams from Texas volleyball. Like, I love it. I loved playing against those teams, making us better. I think actually playing against those teams is what prepared us to come this far in our season, and it just definitely paid off.
And Jasmine, same questions.
We knew like going into it was going to be a grind. We knew we were going to be sore, and that's exactly what happened. We were sore, everybody was hurting, but there's a point where everybody's sore. Not only us, but every other team is sore, and we all just had to figure out a way to push through it and support each other. And I think we did a really good job of coming together and saying like, hey, we're all hurting, we got to do this together. And so I think that helped get us to where we are.
Great. Thanks, Coach. Congratulations.